What is up, guys? I'm your friendly neighborhood Web-Warrior Fanatic, and this will just be a quick video giving you guys a news update about Cyclops and how I think he just got heavily buffed by a new card that has been previewed for Wonder Man's Hero Pack. So that's going to be by this new card right here, a coordinated effort. This is a new leadership tactic upgrade that's going to be in the upcoming Wonder Man Hero Pack. And yeah, this card I think makes Cyclops crazy good. I mean, in my personal opinion, I think that Cyclops is already an S tier hero in terms of his power ranking, but this new card makes him even better. Like super consistent damage with his Optic Blast, and it's kind of a rules loophole, kind of not. So if you guys don't want to abuse that, definitely click out of this video. It's not for everyone, but if you guys do want to try it out, I'll explain how this works. So I actually just discovered this during my live stream where we're talking about new aspect cards, and we did a bingo card for the 2026 predictions, and that's whenever we went over coordinate effort here. So definitely recommend you guys to join my live streams and we can chat about all the new cards and upcoming stuff in Marvel Champions if you're interested in that. It's tons of fun and I love hanging out with you guys and the community. So yeah, okay, let's go through the card here. So basically, I have this playthrough here. It is from 1 month ago where on December 26th, where I played Cyclops with the energy shield here. And this is kind of like a rules loophole. So the way that energy shield works here is says it's a zero cost upgrade for protection attached to a character, max 1 per character. As interrupt, whenever attached character would take any amount of damage, you can spend X energy resource to prevent X of that damage, right? So normally you want to put this upgrade on yourself, on an ally, on like another friendly character, and then you can like, block out damage for them, right? But this right here says attached to a character, not just a friendly character. So kind of abusing the rules there, we can actually put this on the villain on Sabretooth. So this is my playthrough playing against Sabretooth here, and I attached a, so I have the energy shield right here attached to Cyclops. And at some point in the game, I put the energy shield on Sabretooth. And whenever that happens, Cyclops can trigger his Optic Blast every single turn consistently, which is pretty crazy. Because his hero ability here, Optic Blast, as an action, you can spend 1 resource of any type to do 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached, limit once per round. So thematically with this, Cyclops has his own like upgrades that he can attach on enemies, and those are usually not permanent, right? They have the temporary keyword. So if they're attached to villain, they'll like leave play at the end of the round. But yeah, so that's kind of like the balancing thing there because Cyclops, he only wants the Optic Blast, uses Concussive Blast, on the villain in a controlled environment. He does not want to just do this every single turn willy-nilly, right? Because that can cause a lot of damage because, it's a very powerful blast. But with the energy shield here, if we put this on the villain, well, Cyclops is going to be Optic Blasting every single turn, especially once he gets his Ruby Quartz Visor, because with the visor over here, he has a resource generator that's only for the Optic Blast ability. As a hero resource exhausted card, generate an energy resource for your Optic Blast ability, the attack against piercing and range, right? So this can only generate the resource for your Optic Blast. So you're not using it for anything else. So back over to Cyclops' card here, I mean, he's able to do this every single turn with that Ruby Quartz Visor down on the villain if the villain will have an upgrade attached. So if there's no upgrade attached, you can't do that. But if you attach this energy shield right here, this is an upgrade that will always be on the villain, and then you can always Ruby Quartz Visor and Optic Blast every single turn, basically kind of for free once you get the Ruby Quartz Visor down, right? So that's pretty bonkers. The attack has piercing and range as well, right? So the only like caveat to playing Cyclops in this way was that you had to play him in protection, right? Cyclops does have the deck building ability here, where you can include X-Men allies from any aspect in your deck. But Cyclops works very well in leadership because of the Uncanny X-Men, right? So this is like my favorite Cyclops deck right here, the Spiritual Tactician, where we're using meditation, to play these expensive cards in Alter Ego like the Uncanny X-Men and all these powerful X-Men allies. And Uncanny X-Men, I mean, this is just one of the strongest cards in the game. Each of your X-Men allies gets +1 hit point. If each of your characters has the X-Men trait, each of your X-Men allies costs 1 fewer resource to play. So you really spam those X-Men allies, get them in and out very quickly, do a lot of things, and have their on-play effects all proc here, right? So that's very good. But if you want to do this, constant energy shoot thing here with Cyclops, you have to play him in protection because, this is not an X-Men ally. So you have to declare protection as your primary aspect, which means that you cannot include the Uncanny X-Men in your deck because this is a leadership card. Well, that has all changed now because of coordinated effort right here. This is a zero cost upgrade. You attach it to an encounter card in play, max 1 per encounter card, and then while paying costs on attached card, any player may help pay those costs. Okay, so this card here, it's pretty good. It's normally for stuff in multiplayer. You can attach it to a villain attachment, like let's say like the Vibranium Armor, which is a recommended module whenever you're facing Ultron, right? So instead of you having to, exhaust here and spend both physical resources yourself, you can have like friends help you spend those physical resources and like pay for that cost if you attach this upgrade to that encounter card of the Vibranium Armor. Well, it says here though, attached to any encounter card in play, not just a villain attachment. So you can give it to a side scheme, a minion, or the actual villain card itself. And let's go over here in the rules reference guide because my chat during the live stream did ask about this. So card types right here, it does say right here attachment, environment, main scheme, minion, obligation, side scheme, treachery, and villain cards are types of encounter cards. So on this card here, it says attached to an encounter card in play, while the villain card is considered an encounter card, you can attach this to the villain. So if you give to like Sabretooth or like Magneto or any other villain that you're facing, well, Cyclops now has the same thing as the energy shield right here, right? He has an upgrade, right, to an enemy with the upgrade attached. This upgrade right here will be attached to an enemy, the villain. Then Cyclops can Optic Blast on that villain every single turn now while playing in leadership. That is insane. So while you're building out, when you get the Ruby Quartz Advisor out, you can do your stuff, still build out, and then just blast the villain every single turn. Very, very high tempo for like a Cyclops build out strategy. That's just completely crazy. And to add gravy on top of that, to make it even more powerful, this is a freaking tactic card. Cyclops is currently the only hero that really synergizes with tactic cards, right? So like with this Alter Ego ability right here, constant training as an action, search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand, limit once per round. So this ability right here, I think is very good because you add a tactic upgrade, from your deck over to your hand. But I'm constantly playing around this effect because when I run out of those tactic upgrades in my deck, like if I get really unlucky and then I mulligan into like a bunch of them, I don't want them clearing my hand and I like, will mulligan them away. But they won't be in my deck anymore. So I'm constantly keeping track of how many tactic upgrades are in my deck. Well, you can add more now with the coordinated effort because this is just a great card for Cyclops anyways, and it's a tactic upgrade that you can include in your deck to tutor with your Artigo ability, and then you can just spend as a resource as well. And it's the best kind of resource. It's a printed wild resource, so you can use this to generate any resource that you want. So I would probably put like 2 copies of this card, in my deck because when I draw, I can just attach the villain and start blasting them every single turn, which I think is just crazy. You can also give this to a minion, right? This really unleashes Cyclops' attacking ability with this Optic Blast because he needs upgrades attached to the enemy that he's going to Optic Blast or do damage to, right? Even with the Ricochet Beam, you want to have an upgrade attached to get the maximized damage off of Cyclops' Ricochet Beam, right? So, yeah, this card, I mean, just so much synergy with Cyclops. I almost feel like, was this intentional, right? Because a lot of people thought that the energy shield here, this was like a rules loophole. It was like something that's not intended by the developers and the Fantasy Flight Games team, that we could use this with Cyclops. But now they added this card here. And like, this card, obviously, maybe the intention is just to use this effect right here. But like the fact that it's a tactic, it's a wild resource, it's 0 cost. Like everything about it just screams Cyclops. And yeah, I mean, this card for Cyclops, I think it's an auto include. If I'm playing him in solo or in multiplayer, doesn't matter. Like this card is just so good. I'll probably put 2 copies in my deck. I'll probably play this, exact same deck right here. And then like, I don't know, probably take out 2 cards. What am I taking out? Probably take out like, to me, my X-Men and a Rapid Response. I don't think I'll need that anymore with the addition of the coordinate effort. I feel like that's insane, guys. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. I think that Cyclops is crazy. I mean, does this make him? I don't know if it makes him like the strongest in the game. Probably not. But definitely push him up a little bit more in terms of his tempo and his damage, right? Crazy, crazy unleash here for Cyclops. So, as someone who loves Cyclops, I just did my top 5 favorite heroes in Marvel Champions. Cyclops is my number 2 favorite hero in the entire game, Marvel Champions. So, I'm very happy to see this for him. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what do you guys think about this? I know a lot of people was not a big fan of the Energy Shield combo for Cyclops because like they feel like it's kind of abusing the game. And definitely you don't have to play it that way if you don't want to, right? I tend to play by the official rules, for playthroughs on my channel. So I'm always looking for like these rules loopholes and like trying to like, abuse whatever really strong strategy that I can because I personally have fun doing that. But I know a lot of people don't like that. But yeah, very excited to see leadership here. Coordinate effort, not that leadership even needed any more buffs, but yeah, so far, I mean, as the rules are intended, we can use it for Cyclops, and he can pop off here, attaching that to the villain instead of energy shield, playing still in leadership. So yeah, I am very excited, guys. Let me know down in the comments what do you guys think about that. And yeah, just a quick video here detailing that this new revelation that we just got in the last live stream. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.